I would like to point out, as this is the second spider conversation in a row, his favorite superhero is Spider-Man.
I know. Okay. We're not going to make this about me.
You apparently have some underlying issues if you can't decide whether you like spiders or not.
We're not going to make this about me.
But you got to make a decision. Like, either you hate spiders.
I do. What's up, everyone? Welcome into AniMan Plus. This is episode 33. I'm your host, Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day, whatever day you're listening to this podcast. Shout out to the new music. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a good bop. Link down in the description below if you want to go listen to it as well. Joining with me, as always, we have my guy, Zach, here in studio. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
Not too much. Having a good day so far. Mass Effect is coming out in 6 hours. I'm pumped. Ready to play it. That's all I'm doing all weekend.
Oh, question for you.
Answer for you.
So that picture you sent me, did you end up ordering that box with the Garruses?
No, but I am thinking about printing it off, yes. Where it's just nothing but Garrus. Yeah, I am thinking about getting that. Also, shout out to the fact we have Josh here in studio. Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Having a great day?
Yeah, I'm having a great day. I want to point something out that I've been noticing on this display. It looks like Yusuke just has really big lips. And can't unsee it.
Fuck, now I can't unsee it because that's literally all I see now.
Yeah, because of the shading,
Yeah, that is literally all I see now.
Yeah. You're welcome, guys.
I hate you. Why did you have to point that out to me?
I'm probably going to forget it next week and just be like, he's gritting his teeth, so.
No.
Also, shout out to the fact, here soon you can see some more displays. Zach just ordered some more, so you get to see some different variations. He ordered some that will be featured on Lighthearted, as well as some that will be featured here on the show. So definite shout out to that. Pretty exciting. I need to order more as well. There are more that I want to. I need to get around to ordering though, but we'll get there eventually.
I mean, now's a good time. Right now on Displayed until Sunday, they got a 30% or 36% off for their birthday.
Don't tempt me with these things.
Hey, this is a good time.
Don't tempt me with these things. So I already mentioned it. I mentioned Lighthearted. That show is officially back. So shout out to that, dude. Zach was on the show with me. He's going to be my co-host for it. We also had a new voice that you guys may not have heard before, our friend John. We've talked about him a couple times here on AniMan Plus. Dogging. I've dogged. Zach's tried to defend one of his favorite animes, Mysterious Girlfriend X. John may be partaking in Lighthearted a lot more going forward. We also have a couple more people that are going to potentially be on the show. A lot of cool things going on over at Lighthearted. A lot of things to be excited about. We have the Pokemon 25th and Zelda 35th special that's going to be coming out as well that Josh is going to be doing with me. Josh, you pretty pumped up for that? We're recording it a week? Yeah, a week.
Next weekend.
Yeah, we're doing the Pokemon 25th, and then probably a couple weeks after that, we'll do Zelda 35th. They're both slated to come out in June. I may actually go ahead and just push Zelda back to be released in July since Skyward comes out at the beginning of the month. I feel like I could do a nice little lineup there. Pokemon 25th and Zelda 35th coming out here soon for Lighthearted. That's super exciting. If you want to follow some Lighthearted news, at Lighthearted Pod on Twitter is a good way to do so. As you can also follow us at AniMan Podcast, where we put up weekly polls, chapter polls, other polls, and sometimes we share news. It just depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the news.
It depends on how active we want to be that day.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, that's true. It depends on how active Josh and I want to be.
Should we also shout out that if you're looking for the Lighthearted podcast, it's not the one about lighthouses.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not about lighthouses.
Because that's the number one thing that'll pop up. Trust me.
Yeah, it is not about lighthouses. The logo has a nice generic brick wall that everyone has used before with a nice little neon light logo that says Lighthearted. So it is not about lighthouses. We're not watchers of the sea. We're not following that life.
I made a meme about that I found the other day. That's why I brought it up.
Okay, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, no, we talk about video games and movies and TV and other things. Like I know for this next episode, episode 40, that does actually start the video format on our YouTube channel, Sparky3, where we're also obviously doing the AniMan Plus stuff. If you're watching, hey, what's up? I will be talking about my first thoughts for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and we're also going to get Zach to talk about his first thoughts of the new game Hood. You've been playing that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we're gonna we're giving our first thoughts on those, and then just other general news that's come out. We've got a lot more news kind of come out as E3 gets closer and closer. Really exciting there. And then I think the last little plug is that, hey, if you guys want to support us further, the Patreon's a great way to do so. Patreon.com/SparkE3. We would greatly appreciate it, but don't feel obligated. Just listen to the show. We appreciate you for that. Be a friend, tell a friend that you're checking out the show. Just help the show grow. I mean, AniMan Plus has been on a steady rise every single month. We've broken a download record every month. We're on pace to break it this month. I feel like if we get one good extra cast out, I feel like we're gonna break it again. I feel like we're on a pretty good pace right now for only having 2 episodes out in May. We're on a really good pace right now. I did notice Lighthearted was on a pretty good pace for episode 39, first episode back in a while. It was on a pretty good pace so far.
Oh dang! People were actually aware of it when it released.
Yeah,
except for Castbox.
Yeah, I did get that fixed.
Cool.
That was resolved. I just had to shoot them an email. It was a duplicate RSS feed problem, so they took care of it. Everything's fixed. We're back on Castbox. But yeah, if you compare 39's downloads to let's say 36, 37, 38, yeah, 39's on a pretty good pace so far. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to everyone checking out the show. We appreciate you guys. So let's actually jump into the news. Let's talk some anime manga. That's why we're here, right? So the first bit of news is we do have an update on Weekly Shonen Jump volume sales for May 2021. We gave you the first 3-day rankings last time, but now we got some hard numbers for how they're currently doing. So obviously, number 1 is Matchel Volume 6. We could have guessed that based on how the rankings were when we last talked about it. So far, the sales numbers is 45.6 thousand copies have been sold. Undead Unluck Volume 6, 19.5. Yozakura Family Volume 8, 15.9. The Dead series, Phantom Seer Volume 3, 11.1. And then ITLC Volume 1, a big yikes at 2.6. That's bad.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah,
that is bad. Based on the first 3-day rankings, we saw how horrible it was. I think it started at 159, then it dropped to 269, then 289. I think we're around there with how horrible it dropped. ITLC is set to be axed at this point. Me and Josh, we mentioned it before that we felt like even though we enjoy the writing, this is not a series that we could see getting a lot of push from Jump to keep alive. Big bummer about Phantom Seer, though, still. The sales are pretty solid so far. It's got some more in circulation. I've seen a lot of people talk about, and this is totally fair because, we talked about how the series didn't really feel unique enough, It was good, but kind of generic. I know a lot of people were talking that they really hope the artist gets paired up with another writer, which is totally fair. Even if you look at Volume 3, that cover is incredible. That is a great cover, super detailed. But even just the art throughout the series was really solid. So I've seen a lot of people comment that they hope the artist at least gets paired up with another writer. Definitely. So maybe we'll see something out of them in the future. We do have the issue 24 lineup that's about to come out here in a couple days. When the day that this episode is posted will be issue 24. And let's say the 2 most notable things that shout out is ITLC and Ball Parade are the last 2. ITLC with the dead last slot, Ball Parade with second to last. Bummer on Ball Parade,
yeah,
but I can get it, I guess. I'm not saying that any knock against the series, but it's slow pace for the reasons we've stated 3 times now, and that's going to turn people off to the series. This past chapter we got introduced to another member of the team that pretty much joined the team instantly, and then we already got a setup for the next member of the team. And it kind of goes back to what we kind of talked about, is that depending on how quickly these last few members join the team, I feel like it's going to kind of set up that if it's going to end soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you said that. So this most recent chapter, it was just real quick recruit, where the other 2 we've had 2 to 3 chapters each.
Yeah, building it up.
And then we also had that sort of end shot of where another character going to join, and then just one sort of hanging off on his side, which was part of the group of 3 it showed after they recruited their shortstop and had when their names are getting out there and people are noticing.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like with how quickly that chapter kind of paced to get a couple more members, I feel like it's potentially not that far from getting axed, but oh well. We do have a little bit of news on issue 25, which is going to be next week's. Hey, we got a different cover this time. Yozakura Family is getting the cover. I'm pumped about that. Not only is it getting the cover, it's actually getting a 34-page extension.
Nice. That
is legit. And dude, this arc that it's in right now is incredible. And we're reaching kind of the climax of this arc, it feels like, with where we are and where this last chapter ended. So 34 pages. I am so pumped to read that chapter next week. It's going to be really cool. And it's also just, we've talked about it, on the show before, how Shonen Jump's has been kind of safe about the covers, Dr. Stone, One Piece, and then, only the new ones have been the cover so far. So with Yozakor Family getting this cover for issue 25, I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to kind of open up from there. Are we going to see maybe a Mashal cover for like 26? Because Mashal's been pretty nonstop recently. Sales are good. Content's been great. We're going to see an Undead Unluck one here in the future. And maybe, content's kind of at like, a slow rise kind of points, and might hold off a little bit on that. So yeah, pretty excited to see who's going to get covers coming up here in the near future. Still talking about Undead Unluck, Kubo, most, obviously Bleach here and Burn the Witch. He in an interview, this is just a little fun fact for everyone. He named Undead Unluck, Sakamoto Days, and High School Family as some current Shonen Jump series that he's been really enjoying reading. Just a random fun fact for you. I was kind of more curious about High School Family more than anything. I have not seen anyone say High School Family is good, but hey, if you like it, you like it, right?
It's got Kubo's approval.
Yeah,
that means. Well, dang, gotta hold off chopping it.
Yeah, exactly. I think in issue 24 it's getting a color page too. So there you go. Kubo single-handedly saved it, even though the sales on High School Family, I'm pretty sure, are like worse than what we just saw at ITLC. So I'm just saying.
Well, you never know. High School Family may get the Mori King or a Gravity Boys treatment.
That's true. Just holding off while they're building up a batch of new series to come out here like this summer or something. Next little bit of news is the Demon Slayer movie is the highest grossing 2020 movie, making $474.6 million worldwide. And that's as of so far. Shout out to that, man.
Yeah. I saw that it's the 4th highest grossing movie of 2021.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on. Glad you said that little tidbit, because I totally forgot to add something like that to the script. That's on me. I'm a terrible host.
No, I mean, I didn't put it in the script thing.
No, that's fine. So how would you guys pronounce his name? Sue Ishida?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Sue Ishida, creator of Tokyo Ghoul, is back with a new manga, Choujin X. You can read it on Shonen Jump or the Manga Plus app. I think all three of us have read it, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all three of us have checked it out already. We'll kind of give our brief thoughts on that here in a little bit. The one thing to note about this is there's currently no release schedule set up.
It's literally at his discretion.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. I do think there is going to be a release schedule set up soon, but as of right now, it's like, here's chapter 1, guys. You'll get chapter 2
whenever I feel like it.
We'll see.
That's
I
what
don't know.
it sounds like.
Yeah. So we don't even know when chapter 2 is going to come out. I mean, it was okay. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. Next one we got here is Castlevania, the final season. It's now on Netflix, I think, as of today when we're recording this episode. So anyone who wants to continue on the Castlevania anime, you can go check that over there. Blue Lock, which is a soccer manga and a series that's actually been really acclaimed pretty well by a lot of authors that are saying, hey, you need to check this out. It's in Weekly Shonen Magazine. We'll apparently have a major project announcement with the Weekly Shonen Magazine that comes out next week on the 19th. Only assuming it's going to be an anime. That's the obvious major assumption. But then again, we could get teased for something else.
I'm gonna guess a phone game.
Phone game, okay. That would be a major. That would definitely be a major project. Because I know over in China and Japan and stuff, everyone loves their phone games over there. So that is definitely a possibility. Would not surprise me there. But I haven't actually checked out Blue Lock yet. I might sometime in the future, because I've seen multiple artists saying hey, this is really solid. You guys need to check it out. But we'll get there eventually. My Weekly Shonen Magazine lineup that I've been reading is slowly just growing more and more. And next little bit of news we have here is so there is apparently an alternate ending / extended ending to Attack on Titan, and apparently it is bad. It is horrible, and it makes the ending that they already had worse. So the base little tidbit on this that I gathered is, for the magazine, 51 pages was his limit that he could do for the actual magazine. But meanwhile, the volume, he can get 8 more pages onto that. So that's where the extended version of the ending is going to be coming out. And the author went on to talk about how he basically didn't get to do the ending that he really wanted to do. He felt like the theme that he wanted to do for the ending, he felt like he could not draw it properly the way that he would have liked to. He said he even admitted he felt overconfident. He felt like this ending was going to be able to please everyone, and he ultimately just fell short. And he did apologize for falling short, but from everything that I've seen from the leaks of this Attack on Titan extended ending, apparently everyone absolutely hates it. Apparently it's terrible. I don't know much about Attack on Titan. Josh, you kind of read a little bit of this extended ending that I sent in our Discord. You know, your just initial thoughts. Is it just as bad as everyone's making it out to be?
I mean, I read the original ending, and it was bad. And the stuff you threw in Discord, like, I don't see how that helps it at all.
Right.
It's just more that you don't necessarily need.
Right.
Because none of it adds anything to the ending.
Besides just making it worse.
I mean, yeah. It doesn't necessarily even make it worse. It's just like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why at this point? It's just, I don't know.
What a fall from grace that series has had over just like between these last few months with the anime, and then, you know, because that's a monthly manga, so like the last like 4 or 5 months worth of chapters, like just what a quick fall from grace Attack on Titan has had. Jesus Christ, man, it went from being like heralded as like this incredible series to just now everyone's saying, yeah, just because of the ending alone, just avoid the series.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of like the Mass Effect, like Mass Effect 3's ending, remember that?
Hey, I love that ending.
Yeah. You're talking to a fanboy over here.
When
you have fanboys, they always love everything.
I will defend that ending for multiple reasons.
Okay, cool. You may have liked the ending.
I know.
But guess what?
I know.
You were the minority.
I was the minority. Yeah. And you know, on that, I'm not going to sidetrack on this. I know this. I do want to point out one of the writers, directors of the game. They did come out and confirm like late last year that the big theory that I've been on board with, a lot of people's been on board with for the ending of Mass Effect 3. He did admit, hey, that's a dope theory, but we're not smart enough for that. I'm laughing because the foam panel just fell on Josh.
I just felt it.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, he did confirm that ending was not canon, but he said it is good. I look, Josh just half-assed. Turn to Josh. Put the camera on Josh. Look, like Josh, point out to the one that fell. Like it's just like half-ass hung up there right now.
I just literally just went.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. That's a shame.
I still like the ending, though. In my mind, that ending is canon. That director said, hey, you believe whatever you want to believe, people.
All right.
So that's my take on it. But anyway, yes, I am on the minority on that. And then when it comes to Attack on Titan, I saw a lot of people make comments where it's just like, well, I'm glad I dropped the series, halfway. I'm glad I didn't pick it back up. I noted not to pick it back up. So
yeah.
What a fall from grace. But
I just got to finish out that ride, even though I know how bad it's going to be.
Yeah. So you can give us the full breakdown here on AniMan Plus.
Next year.
Yeah, because it's like what next? Is it just confirmed for next year? Do we have a season? Like, is it going to be fall or what? Do we know? Winter.
I was about to say, I thought it was winter. So
yeah, it's winter 2022.
Okay, so that's beginning of next year then.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So I get a whole year not to watch it.
Hell yeah.
Or a whole 6 months not to watch it.
Yeah. And then you get to dive back into it. And it's just like with Zach with Dragon Quest. God knows when that's going to end for you.
Never.
Never. He's just stuck in it.
900 episodes later, we'll be here.
Yeah.
Listening.
It's the one that and One Piece, the two things that are the most reliable here in terms of
by far, yes.
All right. So the last bit of news we got, and it's a pretty big one. This news started to get leaked, I think, like literally after we finished recording last week. This news started to hit the internet. That there's a new Dragon Ball Super movie on the way for 2022. It was getting leaked all over the place, and then Toriyama kind of stepped up and said, "Hey, we got news on that coming on Goku Day, which is this past Sunday."
I wanted to throw out that Toei Animation is the one that leaked it.
Yeah, they're the ones that leaked it.
Wow.
Yep. And then they just kind of bounced from there, where they're just like, they just rolled with it.
Yeah,
they just rolled with it.
Pretty much.
Which another example of someone just rolling with it in terms of like stuff getting leaked and was just funny was whenever it was leaked for the Xbox Series S.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as it got like leaked, someone put out a picture of the console. The official Xbox Twitter just put out an eyes emoji, and then like a few minutes later, they were just like, posted the actual console. Like, well, I guess since it's got leaked, here you go, guys. This is a thing. That's basically what happened here. Is Toei leaked it, and then everyone like Akira Toriyama and stuff's just like, well, yeah, this is the thing, guys. We're going to have news on it on Goku Day, so just sit tight. So, yeah, we do have that confirmed for 2022. I know Toriyama was talking about how they're really pushing to have, like, absolutely incredible visuals to really deliver an incredible experience. If it's anything like what Broly was, I imagine it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Broly's animation was incredible. They really did a lot of things differently with Broly. Like, I know some of the most notable things that people like to point out was like, you know, like the 3D aspect they had throughout the movie, where it's like you get to see it from a POV shot of like Broly punching Vegeta like through the iceberg, and that's what you're watching it as if you're Broly punching him. Just stuff like that was really cool and unique about this movie, and I imagine they're going to kind of try to do the same thing, but also try to up it more. But one of the big things that people are talking about is what the hell is the movie going to be about? Who's going to be the villain?
And who's the surprise character?
Yeah, who's the surprise character? You know, immediately everyone's first thought is going to be like, "Oh,
Garlic Jr."
Damn.
Coming back from the dead zone. A lot of people have talked about Cell coming back, which, I mean, I love Cell. He's my favorite Dragon Ball Z villain. That's like my favorite arc. But it's just like, if we bring Cell back, like, are we not kind of just like, I mean, I know it's Dragon Ball. They overplay everything. I mean, let's be real. But isn't that just kind of like overplaying stuff? I mean, obviously, you know, Boo's still alive. I know Boo's not a villain, but Boo's still alive. They brought Frieza back. Now Frieza's so is just, are we just doing it because the other two are back? Do you just want to go ahead and bring Cell back while we're at it? I mean, what's the deal?
I think this is just people being hopeful at this point.
True.
Like, oh, it's going to be Cell. But we all forget, Akira Toriyama forgets characters a lot.
Yeah.
And every character he forgets is a surprise character.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Another one that I've seen a couple people talk about is the potential of Cooler becoming canon. I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. I'm fully expecting like Launch coming back and that being the surprise character.
That would be amazing.
That would be incredible.
What's Vegeta's little brother?
Tarble.
Like Tarble, yeah.
Yep.
Tarble makes his because Tarble's canon. So
Tarble is canon.
Tarble
yeah.
comes back. That's the surprise character. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not gonna set the bar too high. I'm gonna set it exactly where it needs to be.
That's fair.
I'm gonna guess Die.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, he did design.
Yeah, he did die.
So.
Yeah, he did design him. Yeah.
Dragon
So,
Quest,
and
Dragon Ball's crossover.
I say this because of this week's episode, and I'll get into it once we get there, but I'm gonna say Die.
Oh, okay. Another random one that I've seen people kind of throw around, which would be cool. This is one of this is like low key one of my like favorite Dragon Ball movies from back in the day. But it's also like, if you did this, what's going to be the selling factor? Because it's just like, you know, we just did a movie about a Saiyan with Broly. He's legendary Super Saiyan. So now some people are saying just like, you know, yeah, Tree of Might is Turles. Is he going to be the villain perhaps? You know, the Goku lookalike, which at one point people were saying was canon, that it's Goku's brother. It was like in like a fan book over in Japan. It was officially released and everything, but if you go back and try to find it now, there's no records of it. But I did find records at one point. So now it's like, is Turles going to be the villain? Now it's also another thing is, are they going to adapt the arc from the manga?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Moro?
You know, because this makes me think, because he's putting a lot of time into like the animation, making sure the animation quality is really good for this movie.
Yep.
And so it just makes me think that he's not putting that much time into the story. So it makes me think of the Team 4-Star, where on King Kai's planet, Bojack is trapped inside.
Yes.
He's just talking to King Kai the entire time. Like, that's the movie. Like, super great animation and just Bojack talking through the planet.
Shut up, Bojack.
Yeah.
Basically. It'll be interesting to see. You know, is it also just going to be just an original character? I don't know. My number one thing about this movie that I want out of it is I want Broly to come into the fold. With how the movie ended, you left him alive for a reason. You set it up with the ending where they're kind of like on good terms for a reason. Let's bring him in. Come on.
Was Broly in the manga? Was that arc? Was that an arc?
One page, yes. It was like a page of like, hey guys, this happened. Kind of like they've done with My Hero, you know?
Yeah.
It was just like that. Like, you literally, it's a very beautifully drawn page, by the way, but it's just a single page of like legendary Super Saiyan Broly fighting Goku, Goku in Super Saiyan Blue and Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue, and that was the page. And there's like a little box where it's like, oh, by the way, this happened, you know? So yes, he is, it's canon. So, I mean.
So whatever they do could be canon.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is, Okay, so the super movies have all been canon so far.
Yep.
So whatever they do in this movie would be canon.
Yep.
But the anime is not currently going.
Correct.
So where would it fit in on the timeline?
Whenever they bring back the anime, they'll probably just animate it because they did the last 2 arcs.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I know some people, like, if when I throw out the idea of like Moro being animated, some people may argue, say, "Oh, well, no, they wouldn't do that because there's not that many arcs in the super manga anyway for them to adapt for the anime." And I'm just like, well, hold up, they don't give a shit about that. I mean,
they pretty much adapted the entire anime anyway.
Yeah, like the Battle of Gods movie came out first. I think both movies came out before the show.
Resurrection F and Battle of Gods came out before the show, and
then they did both arcs. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they still did it in the series.
People are still gonna watch it. They don't care.
So get ready for Dragon Ball Super Movie 4 Tournament of Power.
Jesus Christ. That's another question. Is like Jiren going to potentially be involved in any capacity? I don't know. Oh, none of us knows.
Be cool for Jiren to come back.
Yeah, I just want Broly to come back. That's all I want. Just give us a team up with our 3 Saiyans. That'd be dope. But who would be if you would go to that extent where you would have, like, let's say all 3 of those Saiyans teaming up to fight a villain? What villain would be notable enough to prompt that? So it may also be either like Moro and they just kind of rework how the manga arc did it, or potentially just an original villain.
And I'm sitting here thinking we're also assuming that like Goku's going to be the main character, and we're just totally missing the fact that it could be another Bardock focused.
That's true.
Thing.
That's true.
That's
true.
Yeah. Could just have Bardock versus Frieza for the 1,756th time.
Either way, I'm pumped for it. I love Dragon Ball, so I'm ready to go see it in theaters. I'm just ready to get more information. Do we have a time frame on when we're supposed to get more?
The movie comes out in 2022. Time frame for more information.
I don't remember if they said it or not.
Big old shrug.
Big old shrug. Yeah, okay, fair. I guess we'll see. All right, so let's hop over to our anime talks for the week. Kick things off with My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 7. How you guys feeling? About it? This is the start of what, the 3rd match, right?
Yes, It was the 3rd match. I mean, it was enjoyable. Not a whole lot. I mean, both teams are fairly balanced. Not a whole lot's happened other than Mudman and Ida mutilating himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shot just bothers me so much of watching him pull the engines out of his calf like that,
and they grow back.
Ugh. Like, that just disturbs me so much, man. Ugh.
I don't see why. It's
gross.
It seems perfectly logical for this world.
For that world,
for
yes.
some guys who grows
for that
engines
world.
out of his
To
freaking legs
be
to
able
grow.
to just yank them out.
Yes. It's just gross.
I want to shout out because you said he had brought up the drill guy.
I did.
But you left out the guy that can make anything soft.
It's true.
Which is equally funny.
That's true.
You two are awful. You're just awful people for this conversation right now.
Okay, so what I pointed out in our Discord is like my 2 takeaways from this episode is one, the engine thing that bothered me. The other one was the guy that could rotate any part of his body, be like a drill.
Vibrate it.
Yeah,
whatever.
and my joke was I imagine that comes in handy in bed sometimes. And that's when we got into a whole nother conversation of where Josh was
unlocked the core memory.
Yeah, he unlocked a core memory of penis drill or whatever it was.
Chinko drill.
Chinko drill, but it was translated to penis drill.
No, that Chinko means penis.
Yeah, no, that's what Chinko means.
Yeah. So we had a whole thing of that, of this dude rocking around with a drill dick.
Zach, I feel like it's something you have seen. Have you ever watched the movie Dead Leaves?
No.
Oh God. Okay.
I know of it. I've never watched it.
I do feel like that would be something
yeah.
that you would have seen. Yeah. That's so I didn't even put that together too with the guy that makes everything soft. I mean, there was a lot going on here with this episode.
That's literally like how it describes his quirk is he can make anything soft.
That's unfortunate for him.
That is.
That's very unfortunate for him. I mean, it was an okay episode though. I mean, you got to see a little bit of like Todoroki, using his ice, just freezing up the place, and then
And it gets soft.
Yeah, then it just gets soft.
I mean, y'all have already done this, but if you really want to take a look at Class Bs, you got the guy who can spin, gyrate anything. the guy who can make everything spin, one who turns into literal steel his entire body, and then the girl who literally controls sharp horns.
That's so true.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with this team right now. Jesus Christ. I forgot about the horn chick.
Yeah.
Literally named Pony.
She is literally named Pony. Yeah.
And she just like shoots him out. Does she control him?
Yeah, no, she controls up to 4 horns.
Up to 4 horns. Because I was going to ask, do they like just shoot out and just more grow? Like,
yes, that's exactly what happens. She shoots them out, more grow, and she controls them.
What's his name? Tetsu, and she just like picks him up and he just floats away.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
What an episode.
This episode had a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, so we have the rest of this match. We have the match with Bakugo's team, and then we're on to the match with Deku's team. Is that right?
Yeah, yes. Deku versus Shinsho.
Okay, so
basically.
We're almost out of this training arc. I've seen a lot of people talk about how like watching this current arc just feels like a chore. Yeah. You guys feel that way?
Imagine reading it weekly.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I didn't. I just went, okay, I'm going to wait like a month and come back to you.
That's
we didn't do that.
No, we did not. No, I do agree. It does feel a little bit like a chore. I mean, it's got some nice little tidbits here and there that makes it enjoyable. Like this episode just had a lot going on with it, clearly. And then we'll get to the real good stuff here in probably like, 3 episodes? But
that's generous.
That's generous, yeah. All right, that's fair. Yeah. And then we get to my villain Academia. So that'll be fun to watch. How was One Piece 973?
That was good. There was a lot of sin and some oil.
Okay, so we're at that point now.
Yeah, it was basically a recap of previous events, except this time during the recaps we also had Odin standing in oil. So that was the episode.
Okay.
I mean, there wasn't really a lot there. Like, literally, that's what it is he's just like, what if I stay in this for an hour? Will you let me go? And they're like, sure, why not? And I'll get a timer and we'll time it. And then he gets everyone on a plank, and then Orochi's like, it's not fair. They're not in the oil. And Kaido's like, oh, they're technically in the pot. Rah, 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 rah. And then, they're just standing there chilling. And then Shinobu basically recaps like 2 episodes ago. So that was cool.
Well, that's good.
I don't have anything else to do with that. That's literally the episode.
Oh, okay. Well, how was Dragon Quest then? Dragon Quest episode 31.
Yeah, let's hear that one.
Yeah, let's see what's going on over there.
So Dragon Quest, we got the fight between father and son finally. And this show, so they're both Dragon Knights. They have this Dragon crest on their foreheads. At the end of the previous episode, and which the start of this episode, Dai manages, through bullshit reasons, he manages to take the crest from his forehead and put it on his fist. So now his fist has all the draconic power in it and allows it to be stronger. And everyone immediately goes, he can do that because of the human will he has, because of his mother's blood of a human. What?
What?
Okay, sure. Humans have free will. Sure, fuck it, go with it. And then him and his father proceed to fight and forget that they can use weapons and magic. So they proceed to beat the shit out of each other and also suddenly go, oh, yeah, we're using dragon powers. We can fly because we have dragon powers. Then it proceeds to go into a Dragon Ball Z-esque fight sequence of these two forgetting that they can use magic, using weapons, and using their draconic powers literally to just create orders around themselves and fly in the air.
All right.
And during this episode, during this fight, they do 3 different animation styles.
Wait, 3?
3.
Okay.
They do the regular one that's been the main series. They then do the 3D modeling, which they use periodically for the monsters and stuff.
I hate that.
And then for like a shot or two while they're fighting, they do a close-up of Dai's face and fist as he's punching Bomb in the face to do sort of that gritty look, sort of like JoJo.
Okay.
Nice.
All at once, and then goes to this whole thing. And I like to mention that because Dai's crest is now on his hand, he does the whole Saiyan charge-up thing just with his fist and can spread it to the rest of his body. And I also hate Dragon Ball Z for creating the trope of people having to stare at each other and yell at each other with some aura for a minute at each other, while everyone else is laying on the ground going, I think we have a chance. Oh, we can fight him. And they literally just see shining dots in the forest and can't actually see him. There's so much wrong with this series and so many tropes I hate. What the
That.
Yes.
And also...
What the is this chapter?
Nope, wrong one.
Nope. What did I just watch? I mean, I wasn't that because I understood what I watched. It just... It's one thing when you use tropes. It's another when you go, oh, look, a bag of tropes.
And you just dump it all over it.
Because also, finally, everyone decided, well, Dai is about to lose, and they've been fighting. We've been stuck on the ground for like an episode and a half. I guess we could move. Literally, we have a moment of the princess goes to revive Pop because she goes, well, I do know this one spell, but I've never tried it. But I'm going to test it on him. I mean, he's dead. Go for it. I don't know why you're having a moral dilemma here. Meryl, our psychic girl, who's barely been a part of it, Leona's just like, I'm going to take care of Pop. You go heal Hyunkul and Crocodile, who Crocodile should be dead. He's got a giant gaping hole in his chest for, I don't know how much time has happened, but he's had it for a bit now. Mm-hmm. And instead of going and healing him, she stares up in the sky, watching the fight. I'm just, go heal him, bitch.
Please.
Do something.
Please.
Oh, and the best part about it was my father just joined me while I was watching this. I had to explain to him the fact of the matter is, in these type of series, people can't group together. They have to fight one-on-one. Even if there is multiple people fighting one person, they're going to charge him one at a time. It doesn't matter what's going on.
How did Scott take it? How did Scott enjoy it?
Yeah, he sort of shrugged and was like, I don't know what's going on.
That sounds about right. And he jumped into episode 31.
Yeah.
Very.
I mean, there goes the phone panel again.
Yeah, Phil and Josh again.
You know, I'm still stuck on the fact that he took the crest and put it on his hand instead of literally anywhere else on his body, but just used it the same as if it was anywhere else on his body.
Well, the whole thing with that is he put it on his fist because he can focus all the energy into his fist, allowing him to throw stronger attacks to push through his father's draconic aura and pierce it so he can hit him.
But you also said that he channels it through the rest of his body too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he can throw the aura on the rest of his body, but he can focus it solely on his fist to be able to punch through his father's defense. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it ends off with the whole logic of, well, you hit me with your strongest attack, and I survived it. Now you're going to hit me with it again, but even you, as a powerful being, can only use this twice. So if I survive, I win. Fuck it. Big smoke. Bomb starts laughing, and I'm just like, you're a jackass. He's standing there in the smoke because this is trope heavy. I don't even need to watch anymore. I know what's happening. And of course, Dai was standing there, and he's just like, you survived? I'm just like, no shit. And I can only hope that Hyunkul's about to get thrown by Crocodile, because there's a moment where Hyunkul goes, Crocodile, we need to help Dai. He's losing. I need you to do something for me. I'm just like, Crocodile, you better throw that purple-haired guy up there.
One day you'll be free of this series.
No, I won't.
Never.
There's still a whole another section, because I forgot to mention that back before this whole Barham thing started, the opening's animation changed. The opening itself is still the same, but it's changed, and now it's showing us our Dark Legion commanders. It's now showing us some shadowy figures that I'm assuming works for the Dark Lord, and it's just Barham first, and we have like 5 others that they're going to have to fight. Which, by the way, Pop's not dead. I know this because in the animation opening, they have him using a magic bow for some reason.
Okay.
Like literally a bow made of magic to shoot at a Titan. Now, don't get me wrong, people. I don't absolutely hate this series. I hate the tropes in it. It's an I-8 series.
You could drop it any time.
Yeah, it's still on the script.
Oh my god.
You could take it off the script anytime.
If I took it off the script, would you actually stop watching it? Would you free yourself from this pain?
Probably.
No, I control.
Ball is in your court.
I control if he is free from this or not. That's a lot of power.
I mean, it changes nothing for me either way.
It's a lot of power.
I mean, from what it sounds like, you could just start adding stuff to the script and load his life down with stuff.
I mean, he can't do that because there's at a point where I just go, well, I'll see if these two guys watch, and if they don't, I don't have to give a shit.
But
that's fair.
But we don't give a shit about. I mean, we're not watching Dragon Quest. Like we're not like giving a shit of our time to it. So why should you?
Because it's been on the script and it's been going.
But
that's fair.
All right,
that's fair.
All right.
I mean, on the one upside to Dragon Quest, that One Piece and now Shaman King is really the only thing that we can rely on for the next year. You know, Shaman King's 50 confirmed to be 50 something episodes, so that's going to go at least for a year. So, you know, that's the only things that we have to rely on.
I mean, we'll have One Piece to rely on long after we're all dead.
That's fucking true. Yeah. That's true. I mean, we do have more stuff coming out too, because I know one series that was just brought to mine and Zach's attention, and now Josh as well, that we will be checking out next month is Record of Ragnarok coming on Netflix. That is one that we are going to check out and should be added in the lineup. Yeah. And then, of course, we have Shield Hero Season 2 this fall. We have Platinum in this fall. Just a couple more examples.
Demon Slayer.
Is Demon Slayer is this year? Right.
Yeah, it's winter, I believe.
I think the biggest one that's just weak as can be is Summer coming up in July, start of that season. There's not a whole lot going on there.
Yeah, they're basically like, go outside, please.
Yeah, I did watch I did watch a trailer for one series that's coming out in summer. You know, just because I'm trying to explore, see what could catch my eye. Jesus Christ. I'm watching this. It's like fantasy world kind of set up, right? You know, going through it. It's got different races and stuff, and it's going through the different races of like, there's like these pig people. There was another race, and then there is fucking human spiders. And I see this on the screen, and I'm like, what is this? Who made this? And I immediately closed out the trailer. I was like, nope, I'm good.
Do you remember what the series was called?
No, but I could point it out to you. If we pulled up the anime live chart, whatever, and I could point out to you exactly which one. Like, it's like they have like a human like body. Their face is basically almost like a spider because they have like a normal like human type mouth. They have like the fangs. They have the multiple eyes. But then like the lower body is like is just a spider with the multiple legs. It's basically like a centaur but a spider. And I'm like, what sick fuck created this?
I would like to point out, as this is the second spider conversation in a row, his favorite superhero is Spider-Man.
I know. Okay. We're not going to make this about me.
You apparently have some underlying issues of you can't decide whether you like spiders or not.
We're not going to make this about me.
But you got to make a decision. Like, either you hate spiders.
I do.
But
which, Josh, this reminds me. I still am waiting on my Nandroid of the spider.
Jesus. What's up? Okay, look, if Spider-Man, for example, was anything like that one single like comic series that came out around the time of the Tobey Maguire movies where like Peter literally became a spider and was like biting people's heads off and stuff. If it was anything like that, trust me, I would not be a fan of Spider-Man.
Did you not watch the animated series? There was a whole like story arc.
I know there was. I remember it,
and
it disturbed me.
That's no. So,
I know there's a story arc about that.
Okay, December 2021, Spider-Man 3 comes out. You're first in line. You camp there all night because you can't get enough of
First
Spider-Man.
off, I'm not going to camp there.
Yeah, well, in this story you do. And you sit down. You sit down in the theater and you watch the movie. You're having a good time, and all of a sudden, I forgot his name.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland starts growing more arms and legs and becomes a spider. You walking out of that movie?
He walks out of that movie.
You watching it? You walking out? You watching? Tell me.
There's a chance I might walk out.
Like a big, realistic human spider.
Well, you know, I have set through a movie that has like giant spiders and stuff like that.
Arachnophobia?
Eight Crazy Nights?
I just closed my
eyes. Wait, that's not the right movie.
Did you say 8 Crazy Nights?
I did. I meant 8-Legged Freaks.
Yes.
Yes, 8-Legged Freaks.
8 Crazy Nights is also a movie that you might walk out of.
I would probably just close my eyes to that part like a scaredy cat. And just kind of work through it because I imagine it wouldn't be the rest of the movie, realistically speaking. So, no. We didn't have to make this about me.
Oh, well, your spider thing is just weird. So speaking of spiders, how was 86?
We're just going to skip Tokyo?
We can just move it around.
Okay, well.
It was a perfect segue.
It was,
Spider-Man.
I know. 86 episode 5 was a phenomenal episode. Absolutely such a great episode.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told Alex this is the episode that sold me on the series. Like, I liked it before, but it wasn't like, I was like, oh, I'm super excited about it. But this was the episode that sold me on it. I think because of the... Are we spoiling stuff? I won't spoil it.
Go ahead, because if we want to be technical by the time this comes out,
the new episode will be
the new episode will be out.
Over like a week.
By the time this episode is posted, episode 6 will already be out. So, go ahead and say it.
The fact that they're stealing brains made me super interested. I was like, why? I want to see this.
Yep. Yeah. The one thing that really set the tone for me for this episode, where it's like obviously I'm already in love with this series and we're kind of going through it, is whenever Shin tells Lena that, hey, you're gonna want to log out of the parade. There's a lot of black sheep, and she's like, black sheep. What the hell's black sheep? And he's just like, I'll tell you about it later. You're just gonna want to log out. She's like, no, I'm not gonna log out. I gotta help you. I do this and that. And then it's the stone cold line of, I warned you. I was like, oh boy, what's about to happen?
Yeah.
And then as they get on the battlefield, they just constantly hear just voices. She hears voices consistently, and then she ends up hearing Kai's voice at one point.
Right at the end, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I want to die. And everyone's just like, gosh, son of a bitch, they got hers. All right, let's find her. Let's take it out.
All right. And, oh, man, it was so good because like the foreshadowing when they're like, when he's like, I'm going to find him. And she's like, oh, his body? And he's like, no.
Yeah, that was right at the beginning
great,
as well. Yeah.
Which I also sort of like the subject because the whole black sheep thing really gives a lot more context to that opening shot of the very first episode. Mm-hmm. Whenever you see Undertaker, Shin just sliding in and you just hear the commander screaming, you're just like, the hell's going on? Why is he screaming?
Yeah. And also in that first episode, he shot he shot one of the characters of the spearhead, and kind of just go ahead and just end it there, and only assuming it's for the reasons that we know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in this episode we got a little bit more context where Shin flat out said, you guys are under this impression the war is supposed to end in 2 years. Yeah, it's not going to end in 2 years. Good luck with that. We're all going to be dead, and you guys are going to have to deal with it. And then of course the normal pacing this series has done that's made it so entertaining is that you get to see the different sides of it. So at the first half of the episode, you get to see Lena's side of it, of her freaking out over all these voices being heard, and then you get to see Shin's side of it while he's in the mech and she's freaking out. He's about to cut the parade, and he doesn't end up cutting it. She says something. What did she say? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
No. Well, she says something that stops him from cutting at the last second, and then they go and end up taking out the Legion bot that had Kai's brain in it, whatever. But dude, this episode was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, no, what it was as he was about to cut it, they heard Kaide's voice.
That's what it was.
And he literally, as he was about to swipe it off, Kaide just went. He stopped for a moment, then finished, and was like, "Shit."
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so pumped to see how these last few episodes resolve. It's to the point where I'm very close to wanting to I want to pick up the light novel here in the near future and start reading it. I'm really enjoying this. When episode 11 comes to a close and we're done with the season, I'm gonna need more. I need to know what else happens. I'm loving this series so far. Another one that we're all loving here is Tokyo Revengers, episode 5. This is another great series, man. Yeah. And I gotta say, I'm in Zach's boat now, man. I finally just started reading the manga this past weekend. I read all 204 chapters Sunday. Sunday alone, I read all 204.
Yep.
What's up?
So dude, this series is absolutely incredible. This series has given us some setup for 8-3 that's to come. Mm-hmm. It was a nice episode, because it was all just Takemichi just following Draken and Mikey. I lost my shit whenever they were at the restaurant.
Yeah,
he's just like, I lost my shit where he's like, he had a kids meal and he wanted the flag, and Draken's like, all right, here you
just
go,
throwing the fit over it.
Yeah, just throwing a fit. Yeah,
and then he was just like. He thought they were fighting, getting look back, and he's just taking a nap.
Something I want to point out about that scene now that I've read the manga, and I feel like Zach can definitely back me up on this. Just seeing something as innocent as that as Mikey, kind of throwing a fit over that, over a kid's meal not having the thing, still, reminding you that this is a child. Yeah. Making it known this is a child. And now that, I've read the manga and know everything that I know that comes involving Mikey, it just makes it kind of hit so much more that there is this kid that's carrying all like the burdens that he has that gets put on him throughout the series. Because I know in the I think it was Bloody Halloween, that was a thing that Draken had said, that at that moment I was reminded that Mikey is just a kid carrying this cross, whatever. It's just those kind of little things where, like, now that I've read the manga and I think back to that moment where he was throwing a fit, it just kind of further drives in your head like, wow, this is just a fucking kid. And he's doing everything that he's doing. But that was a nice little moment. Later on in the episode, they went to go visit
the girlfriend of the guy that got beat.
Yeah.
That's in a coma.
Yeah, she's in a coma, and the parents came in and started just roasting the hell out of Draken and Mikey. And Draken's immediately apologetic, and Mikey's like, man, fuck this.
We didn't do nothing.
Yeah, we didn't do shit. And Draken's like, just bow your damn head, dude. God, it's not hard. This whole time, Takemichi's still following him because he's trying to figure out,
what would cause a rift between
what causes the two to fight that leads to Draken's death on the night of 8-3 in a parking lot.
Yeah,
because what he's discovered.
Yeah, because that's kind of like the first real step of trying to fix the whole situation that they're in. Because going into the past, whatever, it was originally like, don't let these two meet. That was originally the thing, and now it's as the series is going to progress, it's going to be one step after another.
Yeah.
And this current step is Draken dying on 8-3. That's the first step.
Quick question: now that you have read it, Alex, how do you feel about Baji?
Baji's pretty dope.
Baji's fucking dope.
Yeah, Baji's pretty dope. I really enjoyed his character arc and everything that went into it. Baji's dope. I think everyone's going to like Baji as you get to see more about him here in the near future. But no, episode 5 was good. I'm really pumped to see 8-3 play out because it's going to be here very soon.
And my other question for you, Alex, since we know that Tokyo Revengers is definitely 25 episodes, right?
I believe, it's 25.
So I believe we're going to get 8-3 and Bloody Halloween.
I agree.
Do you think we'll get Holy Night?
I think it's possible. It's going to ultimately just depend on the pacing of things. Because, I mean, obviously, just based on, like, outro and intro, you're going to at least see Takemichi become the first commander.
Yeah.
So we know that for sure. I do think a possibility of where the series could end is, for this first season, is sometime after Takemichi reveals something to someone for the first time, if you know who I'm talking about, who's part of the first division.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I could see that being like a potential kind of ending point to really set you up to get you hyped to, oh man, I got to know what comes next for season 2. But Holy Night, I do see as a possibility. Yeah, I'll be able to give you a better answer after 8-3 because after 8-3 we'll be able to get a better gist of the pacing for this because we're 5 episodes and that is 12 chapters is what they've done. So that we can be able to get a decent pacing, I feel like, after 8-3 for how we're going to do it.
Me personally, I believe we are going to end on the 3rd loop where he wakes up at the video store.
Which time?
Renting a video.
Okay.
I believe I could see it ending there with the events that happen here and lead to a 2nd season.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, man. Loving Tokyo Revengers, though. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the manga here in a little bit without spoiling stuff. But next up, To Your Eternity, episode 5.
Here was the tears, everybody. Here was the feels.
This episode did things to me. This episode broke me. There's a part of me that broke yesterday when I watched this episode, and I'm not okay. This episode really fucked me up, man. This was a very sad episode. Jesus Christ. Well, man, this is going to be like, I think, another 25 episode series and like 5 episodes in and just so much pain already. I don't know what's going to come next. Yeah, in this episode, we did have the passing of March. Again, I don't think it's a massive spoiler. By the time this episode's posted, 6 will be out in a day. Plus, it's literally like within the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more towards like 10 minutes.
No, I mean, yeah, it's still pretty early. So we do get to see the passing there, which the whole time this is happening, I'm sitting here in denial. I'm like, no, Nah, she's gonna make it somehow. But how the hell did the other chick not die? Like, I know you get to see a shot of her at the end of how messed up her face was, and I know there was a shot prior to that where she was still very clearly alive.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, man, she got straight up bitch slapped by that big bear. Like, that looked brutal. As soon as I saw that happen, I'm like, nah, she's dead. She's dead.
I'm very unsure about that. I feel like there's some weird powers that it would be in that series.
Yeah.
Which, because that last shot we had was of her eyes. They were almost sort of vacant.
Yeah. That, and she looked, absolutely psychotic in that last shot. Like, Jesus.
Which I can only assume there's something really bad happening, because just looking at the opening, I've noticed two things. One, we're unfortunately going to see some sort of parasitic creature kill a bunch of people.
Oh, no.
From what shots I see in the opening, and that it was really depressing that I noticed in the opening there is a background image while I was getting all the image floating of all the characters I assume Fushi's going to interact with sitting around a table enjoying a meal together.
I did see that, yeah.
None of these people are going to live.
No hope, dude. The real last shot of the episode is you get to see Fushi turn into March walking away. That was the last shot,
And which was really depressing because he got to meet his mother and bring her along for the journey. I was like, that's sad as fuck.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, like I said, this episode did things to me. This episode broke me in a way that I don't know if I can be repaired. How was Shaman King episode 6? As I stated last week, this was a series that if I didn't have time would be the one that get axed for me. And that's what happened here. I have not watched it. I got invited to play Mario Party with Andy yesterday. So I played Mario Party with Andy for 3 hours. So I did not watch, because I watched Seven Deadly Sins and he's just like, hey, buh, you want to play Mario Party? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to play Mario Party. I don't want to watch Shaman King right now. So how was episode 6 of Shaman King?
Nice to know that Mario Party ranks higher than getting stuff done for the podcast, but hey.
Hell yeah.
So episode 6 was Yo's first shaman fight against Horo Horo, who uses a snowboard, and it's connected with a Kororo, who's a little nature spirit, and then leaf, I forget what they're actually called. It's like Koro Pororica. That's not how you say it. It's some long thing that I can't pronounce without actually seeing how it's read. Yeah, he uses a snowboard. He uses a bunch of ice-related skills. His spirit becomes a face on the bottom of his snowboard whenever he fuses with it. More or less, Yo just dunks on the kid to win the fight. Yeah. Not a whole lot. Yo and him fight. Then Horo Horo's at Yo's celebration of winning, and find out Horo Horo has a sister who treats him as poorly as Anne treats Yo, so.
So meh.
I mean, yeah.
I know you mentioned to me, you mentioned here on the podcast, it may have been last week or the week before, that now that we're kind of rewatching stuff, you're just like, yeah, this just did not age well. Is that still how you feel, where you're just like, you don't really enjoy the series per se so far?
Well, I don't know necessarily if it didn't age well as much as I'm no longer probably the audience for it.
See, that's how I feel, and this is my first time watching it. So this is a series that there's a part of me that I want to keep it on the show. I want us to talk about it because obviously it's a notable one because of its history, right? Mm-hmm. That, and like I did mention, it is something that we can at least rely on every single week for 52 weeks. So that's a nice little cushion there. But I just don't think I'm the audience for it. I have not personally connected to this show through 5 episodes. It's one of those things that if I dropped it today and I did not watch 6 or 7 coming out, I wouldn't really care. It's kind of like the Dragon Quest thing.
Yeah,
I've been trying to force myself to watch it because I did watch a little bit of it as a kid, right? The history of it and everything, but it's just not connecting with me. There's nothing really about it that's really drawing me in. It's the last episode I watch every single week just because I don't want to watch it. That's my stance on it, at least.
That's kind of sad. I'm really hyped about it, but I'm waiting till it comes out on Netflix.
Yeah, and give it a shot then.
Yeah, that and Eden Zero.
Yeah, Eden Zero. Episode 5 came out. Still very much enjoying that one.
Eden Zero was very good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. We got to see Shiki put a little bit of a beat down on in this episode. Get pretty pissed off at our first antagonist, which he's not really much of an antagonist. Obviously, it's just one off. No big deal. Once he kind of falls down, it's like a graveyard for robots and stuff, and the Johnny robot, which looks like his friend Michael from Granbull, tells him that once this dude gets tired of us and we break, he just throws us down here to die, basically. And Shiki's just like, oh hell no, dude, I'm gonna kick this dude's ass. Fuck this dude. It was a good episode for that, And
then we got Rebecca being salivated over by 2 foot brothers who
That's
find
true.
her legs absolutely unresistible.
Oh, your legs. Can I touch them, please? She's just like, Jesus Christ, stay away from me. That's basically how that episode went for her. That's how it went for her.
Yeah, because Happy got stolen, so once that happened, she was useless.
Yeah, basically, because since Happy turns into her guns, so
makes sense.
It was a good episode though. Here, it's actually it was at the end of this episode, I think, is when we saw Eden Zero coming to the planet, right? Yes. Okay, so the next episode is when we're actually going to get to see Shiki and Elise meet. So that's gonna be a nice episode or two of them having their
maybe
because
they still have to escape.
True. Still got to do the escape. So here in either next episode, like the end of the next episode, setting up for episode 7, get to have their meet in episode 7. They'll probably have their quick little throwdown, whatever. And looking forward to that. That'll be good. Next up, got 7 Deadly Sins, episode 18 of season 4. It was okay. The content was good. The animation wasn't terrible, but then I was talking to Josh about that before we started recording. That's one thing that bugs me about this is that how inconsistent it is. We have one episode that's terrible, like the last episode, and this episode was fine. Granted, there's not a whole lot going on in this episode. This episode, even talking about the manga, I understand that we're where we are now in the story with what's going to happen in the story. I understand why it's like, okay, let's do this now, but at the same time, like, I feel like we could have got this sooner. This episode was the Escanor backstory for how he met the Sins and everything, and kind of what happened to him. For how that kind of got started. You kind of got to see the brief moment of Escanor and Meliodas fight. This is when they first meet, and Meliodas basically just whoops his ass in one shot. And the deal was, hey, if I beat you, you join the Sins, but if you beat me, you can leave. It was good. It was a good episode because you get to see Escanor's full backstory. But it's, I don't know. I feel like we could have got that sooner in the series. But it's one of those things that's like everyone loves Escanor because he's a badass. Mm-hmm. But now you're at the point that you are now, and with what kind of like teases to get set up, and it makes you fall in love with Escanor on like an emotional level, which just kind of adds to everything that's going to transpire over these next few episodes. But it was a cool episode for that. But animation was fine, but which still bothers me that just the brutal amount of inconsistency with this season. Like it's there's no consistent in terms of anime. It's almost like they literally have different people consistently doing it, which I understand that's probably what anime studios actually do in cases. I get that, but it's like they literally just pick a random person. It's like, hey, you want to do this episode? You want to do this scene?
They're like,
you want to do that?
I heard your 4-year-old likes art. Let's get them to work on this a little bit.
Yeah. We got a scene right here where these characters are standing here. So you want to have your 4-year-old draw it up real quick? We're cool with that. No big deal. Do it.
Your 4-year-old want to try to draw a fight scene? How about Bond versus the Demon King?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, they can?
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Save some time from us. Great. But it was all right. Favorite episode of the week? What would you guys say?
I'm gonna go Tokyo Revengers.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it.
I'm going to say 86.
I must say 86, episode 5.
I knew you both would say 86.
Yeah, 86, man. The dominance continues for 86 right now. The 86 has been absolutely phenomenal. All right, so let's hop over to our chapters. We do have chapters back after a break, so that's nice. So first up, let's go through the weekly Shonen Jump stuff. We have One Piece 1012.
We do.
What?
Nothing. You'll see it later.
What?
I jumped over to one of Josh's fun pictures.
Oh, okay.
Why? Why are you doing pictures when I'm literally here?
Because I hit a wrong button.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
so yeah, One Piece 1012.
What can you say about One Piece 1012?
It was a 7.
I would say it's a 7, yes.
And it's a shorter chapter, just like every chapter was short for the most part. They were all like 15 pages, I noticed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give it a 7. Is there anything you want to get off your chest? You seem very distraught.
I don't know. It's just the stuff I don't care about in the arc we're at right now.
I agree.
I don't give two shits about it. Though I did find it fucking hilarious that Sanji's carrying around Zoro.
That was funny. Yes, I did enjoy that. That was funny.
Everything else,
it was whatever.
And I assume the next chapter because I saw leaks of it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care about the next chapter either.
Yeah, okay. What about My Hero 311? Everyone is hardcore simping over that villain. Just like whenever she was first revealed in the prison break, everyone was just like, ooh, who is this? Is she going to make a comeback at some point? And now you get a full shot of her, and everyone is simping over her hardcore.
Yeah, that was sort of funny in the comments on the Jump Plus episode. Well, I guess I'll pull my simp card out one more time.
That's funny.
I'm
very interested to hear more about her quirk. I will say that. It looked really cool, where she's basically like I'm not going to say it. Never mind. It just looked really cool. I'm very interested.
She's Dog the Bounty Hunter, everybody.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'll give it an
8. 7.
I'm going to give it a 7. Also, shout out, it's just kind of like low-key put Overhaul in the chapter. Like, he's just chilling.
Yeah.
Knocked the fuck out. Next up, we have Black Clover 292.
The Yankee way is the only way.
Yankee way. I gave this one an 8 for me.
I'd give it an 8 too.
8.
That's about right.
Dr. Stone 195.
8.
Yeah.
I gave it an 8.
I'd give it an 8 too.
JJK was on a break. It is coming back next week, and next week Black Clover will be on a break. Just a friendly reminder there. Mission User Core Family 81. I'd give it an 8. Undead and Luck 62. I'd give it an 8 as well. Mashal 61.
Give it an 8.
I give it an 8. Yeah, lots of 8s.
8's all around today.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. Sakamoto Days 22. Josh hasn't read it yet.
I haven't caught up.
9, because Sakamoto got to be fight a T-Rex.
I gave it an 8, but I respect your 9.
Yeah.
Elusive Samurai Chapter 15. I gave this one an 8 too. These past few chapters.
It was sort of, it was a different view, but yeah, 8 would be good for this one.
Yeah, these past few chapters have been pretty solid.
Because it was an exposition chapter, but it was done very well. It was like, I know more about our villain, possible ally, and our MC's still connecting with all his retainers. And one of them's a giant freaking
asshat.
Yes.
I love him. I love our asshat character.
Because like the last 3 or 4 panels were just tons of blur marks.
Yes, tons of blur marks. I loved it, man. Yeah, I'd give it an 8, man. It was a good chapter. ITLC chapter 14. It was a 7 as a chapter, but that last page was like that was like 1,000. That chapter, that last page killed me.
ITLC I'm still not caught up on, but you did make me look at the last page, and it is 1,000.
Yeah, that last page is easily the best thing out of every chapter I read this week.
Yeah.
Witch Watch chapter 13. I gave it a 7. I thought it was kind of a fun little chapter with the teacher.
I give it a 6. I still don't know what this series is doing.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't know what it's doing either, but it's getting some love with Shonen Jump with the fact that it's already gotten a color page and getting higher up in the lineup, which is interesting. But, whatever.
I thought it was supposed to be a rom-com. All I've gotten from it's like a
I thought so too.
Slice of life, and so far we've only had 2 stories that expanded more than 1 chapter.
True, bunch of one-offs.
Yeah.
What about Ball Parade chapter 12? You know, we already kind of touched on it earlier with how we feel like the pacing is kind of getting. It feels like it's getting a little bit faster, which kind of sets up a bad sign.
I'm gonna give this chapter 6. I mean, yeah, we got a new teammate, but it was really fast.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 too. I feel like these next few chapters are probably going to be kind of consistently like 6s and a little bit lower because we do feel like the pacing is really picking up because it could potentially end before by chapter 20 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. What about Blue Box chapter 4?
7.
I give this one a 7 too. Candy Flurry chapter 3.
8, maybe not. 7. I don't know.
I kind of flirt with an 8 because I do like this new character we got introduced to because of how forgetful she is because it's like constantly joked where it's just like, wow, she seems really good at her job. And then the character's like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to do that, am I? And then our MC's like, okay, maybe not. Maybe she's not good at her job. So I did enjoy that dynamic throughout the entire thing, but I'll probably just give it a 7. Going to Jump Plus stuff. So first we'll talk about the briefly about the new series from the creator of Tokyo Ghoul, Choujin X Chapter 1.
It was funny. You mentioned how most of the chapters are short, and this one had 81 pages.
Yeah, this one did have 81 pages kick off. Again, we have no idea the release schedule on this. So what was you guys' initial takeaway from this chapter? Did you guys have any real like hardcore positive takeaways? I mean, I thought it was okay. Let's talk about it a little, just a smidge bit.
Urban.
We'll dive more into it in future episodes based on just where we are in time. But let's just kind of touch on it just a bit.
Urban Devil Fruit Fighter Tournament in Tokyo. Oh no, it's Yokohama.
That's accurate.
Yes, very accurate.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh man, I enjoyed it, but I like the vibe it gives off.
Like the real kind of more dark and gritty vibe.
Yeah, almost like a Chainsaw Man kind of thing. So
That's
I don't
fair.
know. I'm gonna be hopeful on it. I think it's something that's gonna keep me around on like stuff like Witch Watch.
You jumped off that one quick.
He dropped off that train real quick.
Man, I don't know. It just wasn't keeping me along.
I mean, I feel like it will definitely be interesting, because we didn't really get a whole lot from this. We got some exposition. We got an introduction to Choujins or people with powers.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really have any setup of actual what's gonna happen here, other than maybe our guy becomes a vigilante.
I will say something that kind of sold me on it a little faster. Maybe get through those 81 pages is how the beginning was kind of a misdirection, where it's like focused on that girl, like in their tomatoes.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I was really
she
confused by the
Yeah.
Kansai.
literally just
Yes.
gets her face melted off.
That was so brutal.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. That really just kind of like complete twist.
Yeah, I looked at it and saw 81 pages, read that page, and was like, all right, let's see what the rest of this is about.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you've caught my curiosity because
Yeah.
that was very, very quick. And that was a very brutal shot
Yeah.
of just seeing everyone just getting their faces just melted. And then the shot of her, half her face is gone.
And I don't know if it's, how it was drawn or if it's intentional, but the dude's fire is coming out of his fingernails, like
I
from
did- yeah, I
under
saw
his
that.
fingernails, which kind of like bothers me. I hate
You
Well,
hate that. You hate that.
I can't imagine like
I feel that's going to be a theme because when you think about it, the guy who gets shown at the end of that chapter, he can literally only stretch his neck, is what it looked like.
he can
That-
stretch his arms too.
Was he able to stretch his arms?
Oh yeah.
Okay, it looked mostly like just his neck to
But
me.
it
Well, he
doesn't look
was
like
primarily using his neck, but yeah.
And it doesn't look like they were tracked either, though. That's the
Yeah.
other thing.
That
Because
is
they're
yeah.
just like
Flopping
flailing
all over, yeah.
around. Yeah.
That is kind of bothersome. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I give it a meh.
We'll see what the next chapter looks like when
it comes out in
releases.
3 years.
Yeah, tune in to AniMan Plus episode 250 for chapter 2 review.
I give it a 7. I mean, it was okay. There were some interesting
Yeah.
things about it, and we'll dive more into it here in the future, or we'll kind of break it down a little bit better than we did. I don't know, Zach's way that he put it is probably the best and quickest way to describe it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just has a lot of stuff that like appeals to me personally, so
Right.
I'll give it an 8.
That's fair. So next up on Jump Plus got My Hero Vigilantes 101. I would give that an 8. I know we're nearing the end of this series here. Kaiju number 8, chapter 33. What would you guys give this?
8.
I give it a 9,
I
actually.
feel like a 9's a really good. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a really good chapter.
Yeah, it was. Also, shout out to the fact there was a typo at the end. It said next episode, chapter 3, or
Yep.
chapter 4 is what it said. I can only assume it meant to say chapter 34. So just a little typo there. I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, I think they fixed it because when I read it, it said part 4.
Oh, it said part 4.
Yeah.
Okay, it said episode 4 for us. Well, they can send in the Discord.
We're also
And
reading.
I'm
reading
I,
on different platforms, aren't we?
I read it on Shonen Jump app. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I read it on Manga Plus.
I read it
Yeah.
on Viz.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So none of us read it on the same thing.
Yeah, and it is 1,000% possible they fixed it because Zach, I know when you read it, you did not get to see that beautiful color page in the middle of the
Yeah.
chapter and when the attack started. Because when I mentioned that to you, you're just like, "What the hell are you talking about?" There was no color page for me.
Well, then also, again, if I'm reading on Manga Plus and y'all two aren't, that would also be a reason. So,
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, because
you have yours pulled
that's
up.
what it says now. It's part 4.
All right, let me pull mine up now. Now I'm curious.
That's not what mine says.
What did yours say?
Mine says episode 4.
Okay,
I know it's semantics, but it's just that it's different for everybody.
it says episode 4 for me.
Okay, so me and you have this I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It's all the same.
Whatever.
It's all the same too.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's all the same app, basically, when it boils down to it.
Yeah. All right, going over there, our few weekly Shonen magazine series. First up is Tokyo Revengers 205. What would you rate that one, Zach?
I'll give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I don't connect with these characters that the chapter focused on. That's my thing. But 204, easy 10 from me. Easy.
Let's hear about 204.
I can't. But easy 10. Like honestly, I have reread like probably the range of like 189 to 204 multiple times since Sunday. I've read chapters 200 to 204 multiple times since they are so good. I've reread just 204 multiple times. That's an easy 10. A lot of 9s and 10s out of those. Mostly 9s.
I get a text today. 204 was a 10. 205.
It didn't give me the follow up that I wanted. I did like the content, but I wish the content could have maybe came a little bit later or something.
I mean, I'm actually fine with 205 because it gives me more concept of where we're going with this. Right. And just this character, because he's been sort of mysterious throughout the entire time. He's been around the entire series, but we haven't really gotten anything on him.
And plus, with the theories that are around that character,
yeah,
I can understand why that chapter came. It's just with where 204 left off, you get where I'm coming from. I need to know where we're going from here. So I mean, I give it a 7 just for that. I mean, it was entertaining content. I just don't connect to the characters. I don't care about those characters per se for obvious reasons. They're set up to be the characters that you don't like really.
I mean, I liked the one that we finished stuff up with. I liked him as a character. He was a very good character.
He's a dick.
I mean, that's his whole point.
I know that's
and he was set up very well.
Yeah, but no, it's a 7 from me. Last chapter is a 10 though. Eden 0142. I'd give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8.
7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, chapter 15. I'd give that one an 8. And Ranger Reject, chapter 13. I would give an 8. I really loved the ending of this because it really. Yeah, it got me very curious about a couple of things. The ending of this, I think this is the first time you get to see the Pink Ranger out of outfit. She just finished doing a commercial for lipstick, and you see her put it on, say her line, whatever, and then she says to her agent, she's like, "Never book me for anything like this again." And he's like, "Yes, ma'am, got it." And then when she gets out of her outfit, she immediately gets sits in a wheelchair. She's, I guess, disabled. So I guess the suit allows her to walk and do her thing. So I'm very curious about this, where it's going to go. And it ended with her saying she wanted to go see her brother. So very curious where this is going to go with our Pink Ranger. Very curious here.
Is this Power Rangers?
Yeah. Yes. Was he not on the episode when I talked about? Oh, yeah. Ranger Rejects Power Rangers manga. Yeah.
Yeah. You talked about it the week that he took a break.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is totally new to you.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, you're over here saying Pink Ranger. I'm like,
yeah.
Just Power Rangers?
Yeah. So the very quick way I can explain this: picture Power Rangers at the general concept about where the heroes always win, blah blah. Picture all that, but your protagonist is a basic ass foot soldier of the villains. Like, he doesn't even have a name. His name is literally Foot Soldier D. They just call him D. That's literally our protag. So picture that concept from the Power Rangers from the POV of the villains, plus a dark twist on the Rangers. These Rangers are not good people. They are very fucked up.
So it's not Power Rangers.
No.
But it's Power Rangers.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there was a chapter where the Red Ranger literally killed one of his subordinates, like just beat him to death against the wall. The Blue Ranger is a massive asshole, and they don't even let him talk out in public because everything they do as Power Rangers to be heroes to the public, it's all a giant front. It's all a giant show, and they don't even let the Blue Ranger talk because of how much of an asshole he is. There was even a line from one of the other Rangers like, we don't even let you talk because if you actually talk, the people be more scared of you than the villains because of how much of a dick that he is. Like these Rangers, there's a dark twist to these characters, man. It's really enjoyable so far.
I missed one episode.
Yeah,
I missed one episode,
and this is what happens. Yeah, Ranger Reject, man. It's really entertaining. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I'd give that one an 8. Going over to our webtoons, Got a High School 515.
7.
Give it a 7 as well. Unordinary 232.
8.
Give that an 8. Solo Leveling 151.
8.
Give that one a 9. Weak Hero 137.
8.
8 from me. And L Seed 111.
9.
All right. What was you guys' favorite chapter of the week?
It's tough.
Sakamoto.
Okay. Had a couple 9s here. Had Soul Leveling. Had Kaiju. I'd probably say Kaiju is my favorite chapter.
Kaiju or Black Clover? Those are both really good to me. I can't pick one over the other.
Yeah, I would definitely say Kaiju for me. That's my favorite chapter of the week. But I Till C final page is the best page of everything I read this week, hands down. That page cracked me
Best
up.
single page. That's the next. That's the next thing.
Yeah, best single page.
What's the best single page you read all week?
Yes, best single page. That was it. So our weekly poll results from last week is. So the poll was, with the incredible success of the Demon Slayer movie, do you think the new standard for anime films going forward is to adapt canon arcs from the manga into movies instead of within the regular show? 63% of you said yes. 25% said, I hope not, but I get it. And 13% said no. Our current poll up is involving the Dragon Ball Super movie, which is basically just asking what's your thoughts on who the villain could be. When I last checked it, it was pretty tight between the first 3, which the options I had were set for or like Cell, Cooler, and Moro, and the last one's just other/original. So if you want to go over there and vote on that, you can. You can also just use the hashtag AM weekly poll, and you can find it that way. And give us a vote. We'd appreciate that. Do you guys have anything that you guys want to say?
I'm going to say, if you're still listening to us and watching us, we thank you, and it does help if you like, comment, subscribe, rate anything you may be watching or listening to this on. It does help. Lets our show up in searches and whatnot.
True.
And hopefully get more people to watch or listen or
True.
even just give a click.
True. It's also a shout out to the fact that of how horrible of a host that I am for this show, because we've started the video format and I have not started a single episode saying you should like, comment, and subscribe, which is what most people would say you need to do. And I haven't done that once. I'm so bad at this.
Which is why I say it at the end of every episode.
Do we have clickbaity thumbnails for our videos?
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, the thumbnails are very straightforward with what we're going to talk about. I mean, it's a couple of pictures of this is what we're gonna do.
As being a YouTubist now,
Yeah,
I just
I know.
figured I'd know. I'm
A
gonna know.
YouTubist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTubist.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a term.
But yeah, my closing thoughts are: I can't believe you didn't put Garlic Jr. in the polls. Follow us on AniMan Plus, and we're running out of time. I'd like to apologize to Christopher Sabat. We couldn't get to your phone call today. Maybe next time.
What is wrong with you?
let him live his life.
I can't.
This is why he's here.
This is why he's here?
Yes.
This is that crap he just said.
Yes.
God, okay. We just need to take the futon out, right?
No, don't be like that. After all we've done to set this room up, and you're gonna be like that?
Yes.
Why? Whatever. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys had a good time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube.
Yep.
I got it this time. I'm going to start saying it at the beginning, I promise. All
Like,
right?
comment, subscribe. Next episode, we will have Chris Sabat phone interview.
Shut up. All right, guys. Well, hopefully, again, you had a great time with this episode. If you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate the hell out of you for that. Make sure to go check us out on the polls and everything. You can vote on every poll that we put out, the chapter polls, weekly polls, etc. And we can just overall just have a good time together. Support us further. Patreon is a great way to do so, as we say every episode. And also, please make sure to go check out Lighthearted, our gaming movie TV podcast. That one is back, rocking and rolling. We're having a good time there. I'm so pumped for that show to be back in action, guys. But I think that's going to do it for us. So, until next time, have a good one.
Bye.